The other one that's cut from a similar cloth, and it really rounded off a fantastic set of fixtures and results from Saturday's football, was Tottenham being comprehensively beaten by Brentford. And I did a very similar thing, because I've just got it in my head. They've got a decent manager in now. You know, you should give them a bit of a kick up the arse. They've obviously brought in experience. They've spent big money as well. They've made moves. And of course, we know that they're still doing that as well. But I read something like it's still a bit weak up top, and I thought, well, that can't be that true, can it? And then I looked at their side, and again, once again, they've got Kinski in goal. What is
going on?
And no, so Vicario, I get it, like not the answer, fine, but I tell you, who's definitely not the answer? Kinski. Because as anyone was that the Champions League game we did last season? We here when they were getting absolutely battered by Atletico.
We were the late kickoff. No, we were the late kickoff, and when we started, we started our post-match stuff. It was 0-0, and by the time we'd finished a little roundup of the game, which goes on for 2 minutes, they were 4-0 down. And we were like...
And it was all him.
And
Kinski had been subbed off.
And he'd been subbed off before half time. Yeah, it was Atletico.
Atletico. Yeah. First leg against Atletico. Absolute fucking career ender of a football match.
Yet still.
No, but that's his like his Loris Karius game of football. And yet, here we are, a new season, and he's back between the sticks.
And then we realised he was the player that celebrated playing his debut against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup or whatever it was when they won 1-0. And my word, does he look like he's aged about 20 years during that time?
He's had a few sleepless nights.
Yeah, so I was stunned to see him. I remember seeing Vicario on Sky Sports signing for someone, but for some reason, I just assumed Spurs would have sorted that out and brought someone in.
Nope,
they could do with a keeper, Brentford's keeper, man. He was good again, even though he didn't have loads, so he made a couple of good saves, Callagher.
Anyway, Robertson...
Was he man of the match there for them?
Well, that was on Sofa score. Yeah.
Sangare looks top quality.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be paying 80 mil for him next summer.
He's very good. Very good.
Chelsea or City will be spending £150 million.
He certainly won't be all. He plays in midfield.
What was the pundit match of the day you used on that? Did you see that graphic? I can't remember what it was. Did anyone watch match of the day and notice the pundit was around him?
And put it on Series Link.
I genuinely, and I have this, I spoke to my sister at the weekend, that I never realised that I've turned Series Link off until the first game of the season rolls around and I go to watch it and we plan and I go, it's not there.
What the hell is it? Oh,
on Sky.
What's that?
It just records them all for you and you can watch them.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to put the code in anymore on the remote, Chloe.
Take your Sky card out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I do remember that. It was a black and grey box, wasn't it, with like a card section?
Actual card. Yeah. Slot,
Tough times, rough times.
The box is literally that. That's what the guy looks like. Anyway, it's fine. Robertson.
Now.
Was it?
Senesi, no, but that's what I'm saying. That's Sky. It's not like it's fucking gone. It's not like I'm showing you my Scientific Atlanta cable box from fucking 1999. My Virgin Media box. No, anyway. Robertson, Senesi, Van Hecke, Gray at the back. Tonali and Bergval in midfield. So, you're going, okay, well, you can see where the money's been spent. And then it was tell Gallagher more behind Richarlison. Christ.
They've got problems.
Yeah.
They have kind of already solved said problems, though. Well, I say solve. Solve's a strong word.
Yeah.
Reduced?
Well, that might be a strong word. But yeah, at least tried to find solutions for said problems. Because that Mikey Moore has already got a loan move agreed.
Really?
Like, he basically no longer plays for Tottenham, apart from the fact he plays for Tottenham.
So,
like, he's done.
But he was their best player as well in that attacking department.
So Matheus Fernandes came on at half-time for Conor Gallagher. Rodrigo Bentancur came on at half-time for Bergval. James Maddison back.
Yeah.
Which is good. On 68 minutes. Dom Solanke as well. Good. We obviously had a torrid time with injuries over the last 12 months. Who will help that, and Destiny Udogie out in for Gray.
So who will be in their starting lineup next week?
Omar Mamouche.
Back four.
Savinho.
And Savinho. That is an infinitely better
and
forward line.
Potentially Matheus Fernandes would replace
Bergval, I would imagine.
Bergval.
Yeah.
And then James Maddison would probably come back into that attacking midfielder.
But that's all. Again, you had them. If you had a forward three of the two City boys with Dom Solanke up top. It's a bit of something, isn't it?
And there's still one Gakpo by all accounts as well. That hasn't really gone away.
And if that doesn't happen, you'd
whether we
like
sanction that or
just
not.
put on record, right? If Liverpool sell Cody Gakpo, fucking hell! Like what? Mental. Like what would? What? Oh.
Can I raise the captaincy from Spurs' perspective here?
Oh, go on.
Because do you know who it was?
Romero.
No, now I mean.
Oh, no.
Who had the armband?
guess.
Yeah, he was
Gray?
the youngest captain ever for them, and was he playing right back for them?
Yeah,
as well?
It was
but
because
like,
they named 2 other captains, but they're not fit.
yeah, but bit mad.
Yeah, a bit mad, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you,
great for him, but
just to spin it back to Liverpool, did you see? I thought it was really interesting. Areola explaining the captain's choices, how Alisson's in the vice captain group, but he'll never wear the armband on the pitch because of the rules how captains approach referees. And I've been thinking about this for fucking years, obviously, but it's. And how deeply unfair and stupid a ruling that is. And he said he had it with Neto at Bournemouth, and it meant that every game he had to nominate someone who could be the one, and it was just a load of faff to organise it.
Hugo Lloris was the last goalkeeper who was a captain that I can remember.
Oh, right, going to say. Well,
to be fair,
Neuer at Bayern forever, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but like
you don't want
Alisson
Alisson sprinting to the referee every 10 minutes, do you?
You could have stopped sprinting.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Can't. Don't move, really.
But it was, I've never heard anyone
actually just say it,
address it as a thing. Like.
Also, just on Spurs, I don't think Kulusevski is ever going to kick a ball again.
What has happened there?
Because
it was Ange Postecoglou was the manager, by the way, when he got injured, and if memory serves me, it was like a knock for like 2 weeks, and now it's like been 18 months. And he's not back.
What are we talking there? 6 managers or something?
It must be. Honestly, if that was on Forest's managerial turnover timeline, they'd have done 10 in.
Yeah.
Dejan Kulusevski has provided a promising injury update ahead of the clash with Brentford. This from football.london this season. The 26-year-old will be one of several players unavailable. He appears to have made great progress on the road to recovery. Suffered a complicated knee injury during their defeat to Palace in May 2025. He hasn't featured since.
Can I just say, though, like, Bradley's in a similar boat. Like, Bradley's wasn't a major one, was it?
Well, it was billed as more significant than his was.
But his was like a knock. Like his was,
genuinely,
his was seen that he would be back. We all knew once Conor Bradley had gone off the pitch. We saw it happen and we went, that's a long-term injury. That they thought he would be back in a couple of weeks' time, and then he just vanished.
The Thiago condition. Like. But apparently it was a bit like Diaz, where they had to go back in and do more, like to clean it up or whatever.
Right. He was brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
But just on a random thing on the Liverpool stuff is that Bradley, we fell foul of and whether this is a slotism, and we'll find out in the coming months with Areola, that they were very secretive about injury stuff on the slot, more so than I felt we've been in previous series. And the one I always think about is Jota, that obviously got that lung injury, and we didn't even realise it was still a thing until he was dead. And we found out the reason why he had to drive was because he'd had an operation to finally clear it up. And they weren't, they did keep a lot of that stuff close to the chest. So I agree. I remember thinking, is Bradley out for a month, or is he out for a year, or is he out for 6 months? And none of us still quite know whether he's due back in the coming weeks, or it's like TK, we'll see him in 2027.
I remember with Jota, I remember going to an FC thing, and he said, I think it's probably all right to tell you now, when I played against such and such, I actually had this, the lung, I had a broken rib or whatever. Yeah. And I remember Liverpool going, you can't use that anyway. And it was like, but it was last year. And they were like, yeah, but still. So clearly, it's something like that was ongoing, that you knew was still a problem.
It was
that
the game where
he
scored that quite iconic goal.
In the NFL, they have to tell you what the injury is.
Really more detailed.
Wouldn't say more detailed. Quite often the commentators will say he's out with a knee.
Oh, right, just leave it at that.
Okay. But they have to say it's going to be.
Yeah.
And if they're injured long term, they go on to a separate list. Yeah. So it's physically unable to perform list, and you know that they're out for a certain amount. Or they go on to injured reserve, where it's minimum 6 weeks. And then you have to say a week before whether they're going to be coming back into the squad and they can play and stuff.
A bit more transparent.
It's a bit more transparent. But not like he's out with a knee. That's not transparent, because it could be anything.
Liverpool tend to be more sort of opaque and secretive with the long-term guys. I'm thinking more like Stefan Bajcetic And Leone to a certain extent, but when they keep having repeat problems, they tend to be really just like, let's wait and see with them, and they try and like protect them a little bit, because I think we as fans sometimes, the injury-prone lads, Joe Gomez kind of badly, etc., Thiago to a certain extent, we're just like, oh, he's always injured him, and I think they don't like that narrative, which I get, to be fair.
Yeah. Based on Spurs and Villa, anyone, we're not changing your predictions, but anyone feel a bit foolish for thinking?
Oh yeah, Aston Villa, absolutely.
I've only just put Spurs in, but I feel foolish already, yeah. I mainly did it just because of Omar Mamouche, really. Yeah. I was so driven on my hype for that lad, because I remember when we were linked with him, and then 12 hours later, he was in a City shirt. But like those 5 minutes when Liverpool were linked with him, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so my like for Omar Mamouche is the reason that Spurs have somehow got into that ahead of Man United as well.
Fair.
That was a clip from the Biased Football podcast. To check out the whole show, simply download the brand new Redmen Plus app or click the link in the description.